If you're trying to make sense of Frisco, Texas, this video is for you. You want to know what's where, what's new, and where you might want to live. Stay to the end of this video. I'm going to answer a lot of questions for you to help you understand the major neighborhoods and where they're located, schools, and where the action is happening. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to see a few different maps today, but for starters, let's talk about where Frisco is located. Frisco is about 25 to 30 miles north of downtown Dallas. I want to make the distinction between it being north of downtown Dallas and Dallas. The Dallas border ends somewhere around Addison, right? Depending on where you're at. This is Beltline Road. And geez, parts of it either, Addison is actually kind of like a little cutout of Dallas, very much like Highland Park is. Dallas actually comes up towards George Bush, where Plano starts. So if Dallas ended right here at George Bush and Frisco starts right here, the south border of Frisco, we're only talking about a 6 to 8 mile difference between the two. It's just that Plano part right there that's the difference. This is not far from Dallas itself. But if we're talking about from downtown Dallas, that's kind of the distinction I want to make. We've got two major airports, soon to be three, and let's have a look at the distance there. If you've got to make constant drives from home to DFW Airport, you should know that depending on where you live in Frisco, it's an average of 25 to 30-minute drive to get to DFW Airport from Frisco. Now, if you were going to make that drive to Love Field down in Dallas, you're looking at somewhere around 30 minutes. It's actually a pretty easy shot up and down the Dallas North Tollway to get there. Now, there is going to be a new airport here over the next course of 5 years or so, 3 to 5 years, and that is going to be McKinney National Airport, which is wild to say that we're actually going to get use out of a new airport in DFW, but it was necessary, and it makes sense that it's in the suburbs, the North Dallas suburbs, right here in the middle of Collin County. Another 25, maybe even 20-minute drive if you, for instance, lived over in East Frisco. That would be a straight shot down the Dallas North Tollway, up 121, off 121 to McKinney National Airport. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm Tommy Wooten, putting the woot woot in real estate. I have several map tours like this on this channel, and these maps I actually customize for people like yourself. They find me here on YouTube. They say they're moving to DFW, and I hook them up with a customized map that has the neighborhoods that they need to be looking in based on their criteria, DFW attractions, and so forth. If you want a customized map, my number's at the bottom of the screen. I've got a QR code that you can scan to reach out to me, and I'll get you your customized map. Now, there's definitely a few other attractions that I want to get to before we move into talking about the borders of Frisco, and we'll dive in deep into Frisco here in a minute. Let's have a look at, for instance, how long it takes to get to some of these attractions. Getting to and from downtown Dallas is pretty easy. It's about a 28-mile drive depending on where you live in Frisco. No one lives right on the tollway, so for instance, if we moved this guy over here, it's a 30-mile drive, 45 minutes on average. Let's have a look at, there's some fun stuff going on in Arlington. It's where the Dallas Cowboys play. It's where Six Flags and Hurricane Harbor are. And again, that's around a 40-mile drive and a little bit closer to a 50-minute drive. One of DFW's favorite lakes, Lake Lewisville, is not far. As a matter of fact, some of the lake is in West Frisco. That's a 10-minute drive for a lot of people in Frisco, maybe 15 minutes. So you can experience that lake life as well. If you wanted to go the other direction to Lake Lavon, 25-mile drive. Lake Ray Hubbard, about a 35-mile drive. Now let's talk about some of the really popular lakes. This is where you might have your lake houses at. They are outside of DFW. Lake Texoma is just an hour north. Richland Chambers Lake down around Corsicana is around a 100-mile drive. And if you wanted to get down to Cedar Creek Lake, that's only about 85 miles, hour and a half drive, 2 hours max. All right, when we look at Frisco and talk about the borders, it's kind of easy to understand. I mean, to the south, you should know that Highway 121, but the newbies call it Sam Rayburn Tollway. This is 121. This is Frisco's border to the south. It separates Frisco from Plano. So all this down here is Plano. Everything down here. Now, there's a little pocket here. It's kind of a cutout that is the colony. All right. So these little jagged edges right here separate the colony. You get up here to the west. Little Elm is to the west of Frisco along 423, FM 423. Needs a better name. This is Main Street in the colony. I mean, this street actually goes, if you live in West Frisco, you should know that FM 423 will take you all the way into Dallas, much like some of the other roads we'll get to. It goes through the colony, in which it turns into Main Street. On the other side of that, south, it turns into Josie Lane, which goes through Carrollton. Shouts out to Carrollton, born and raised. And it goes through Carrollton all the way down into Dallas, south of 635. And it terminates there. So that road goes all the way up through West Frisco. Let's continue to talk about the borders. The northern border of Frisco is Highway 380, and it separates Frisco from Prosper all the way across. You can see here. Separates Frisco from Prosper. If you live in South Prosper like I do, take note. All right, kind of a little blessing to live in South Prosper. All right. Now, when you get to the east side of Frisco, this may be a little confusing to you. There are parts of McKinney that kind of jot into what a lot of people may consider to be Frisco. There is a part here on Coit Road that the school district lines get a little blurry, and the same thing over here on Custer Road. School district lines get a little blurry. So you should definitely understand what is Frisco ISD and what's McKinney ISD over here. And in general, that is the shape of Frisco. Now, when we click here and say what the boundary of Frisco ISD looks like, here's what I'm talking about. All right. You can see that Frisco ISD is within the boundary here. However, like Frisco ISD actually goes like pretty deep into McKinney. So you got Frisco schools, Elliott Elementary, Comstock Elementary, Scoggins Middle School. All this is McKinney. I mean, we're talking two major intersections east of Custer Road. But when you have a look here, like this is kind of what I'm talking about. And instances like this happen everywhere throughout Dallas, which is a big reason that you should pick up the phone and call me before you get too deep into your home search and you're trying to figure all this stuff out on your own. Because the other intricacies of this have to do with property taxes. People who are payment sensitive right now, you should be very aware that every school district has their own property tax rate, every county, every city. Therefore, your property tax rate, if you live in one neighborhood, is not going to be the same property tax if you live in the neighborhood over from you if they share the same city, right? If they share the same city but not the same school district, they're going to have two different property taxes. Very weird, but that's just how we do things here in North Texas. So we've addressed the McKinney part of Frisco ISD and the Frisco part of McKinney ISD is still out there. We're not going to get into that, but we will focus on the Prosper ISD part of Frisco. So if you'll remember, Prosper and Frisco are separated by Highway 380. But have a look here. Frisco ISD ends where these lines are, and Prosper ISD comes all the way down into these parts of Frisco. So it comes down to Panther Creek. Prosper ISD comes down past Virginia. Little difficult to understand. So if you are wanting Frisco but Prosper ISD, there are specific neighborhoods that I'm going to have to put in front of you if you want to achieve that. If maybe you find that that has a certain price point that you want, age of home, home builder, property tax rate, there's a lot of things that could shape your house hunt. And you're definitely going to want to know uh, a little bit about the school district lines uh, in retrospect to the city lines. Look down here, guys. Frisco ISD goes past 121, but the city of Frisco lines don't go past 121. All right, so little little confusing there. All right, so get yourself a real estate professional. I'm glad to help you spell a lot of this out. You know what? While we're at it, let's just go ahead and talk about this on the west side because there's a lot of Little Elm that is Frisco ISD. You can see Frisco kind of stops here on 423 and it goes a little bit over over that 423 boundary up here where we're talking about you know estates of Rock Hill and Valencia. What is it? Valencia on the Lake or Valencia by the Lake? I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the neighborhood. This is all Little Elm, but have a look here at this Frisco ISD. They actually imagine being in this part of the neighborhood, right? Now these are two different neighborhoods, but they're connected by Horsetail Drive. These people, some of them may be friends, but they are in Frisco ISD. They are in Little Elm ISD, and there's one Frisco ISD school over here. So it's kind of wild. Yeah, I'm glad to help you spell that out. All right, should you choose to live in Frisco, you should know that our major corridor, our major thoroughfare is the Dallas North Tollway. And it can be kind of expensive, but still, it's kind of a blessing to a lot of people. And it goes right through Frisco. All right, so it goes through Dallas. It goes and drops people off in Carrollton or North Dallas. It drops people off in Plano. It drops people off who are trying to get to the colony through 121, right? Um, and it'll take you into Frisco. Take you into East Frisco, take you into West Frisco, or if you live in Little Elm. So there's exits, of course, all up and down the tollway or the Dallas North Tollway, whatever the noobs want to. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call you noobs. The new Dallas residents. Um, I'm born and raised here, so you'll have to forgive me if I make it everything sounds so matter of fact. But just know that this is our spine. Frisco is pretty easy to navigate because everything's on a grid. These gray lines, these are your major thoroughfares, all right? And you could see all these. North and south, east, west, for the most part. And you can, that was a messy line, I'm sorry. Here. Uh, it'll really just kind of take you everywhere that you want to go. Now you zoom in between all these, Frisco is so residential. Your neighborhoods, the neighborhoods that are looking at, you want to live in, they're everywhere. Very easy to navigate. All right, and we're going to get into all the stuff, like all the stuff. I know you've heard about it here in a second. I will say we do have a main street, but you can see it, and we'll get into it. I'll show you some actual shots of it. But very cool area here in the middle of Frisco, and there's a lot going on as well. All right, let's get into Frisco's employment and entertainment anchors. Frisco's got a lot, and we are going to start off with the Star. This is the multi-use development that is the Dallas Cowboys world headquarters. They moved here from Valley Ranch in Irving back in 2014, and they've got their Ford Center, and it's just amazing. It's right off the tollway and Warren. These aerials are not going to do it justice. It's a really special multi-use development because they've just kept adding on to it. Lots of restaurants down here. You've got the big field that people like to go out and throw the ball around out here. They've got watch parties here. This was the like kind of gathering area for the Country Music Awards. The fact that they've built this up here in the suburbs is super, super wild. You've got this really big Omni Hotel. You've got the outdoor practice field for the Dallas Cowboys. Keurig Dr. Pepper. The main One Cowboys Way, which is where the Dallas Cowboys office is, and all this is like connected underground. It's kind of wild. You got the Cowboys Club as well. Lots of apartments around here. You got Sky House over here, which is Frisco's first kind of skyscraper, if you will. They say the skyscraper has to be 20 stories high in order to qualify for that term, and if I remember correctly, Sky House is like 27 stories high. I've been up there. They got a pool up here, which is, where are you? There's the pool. Come here. Yeah, that's right outside the Star. They've also got, this is part of what used to be coined the $1 billion mile. The $1 billion mile was going to be a collection of 4 multi-use developments that included live here, work here, play here atmospheres. It was going to be Wade Park, Frisco Station, the Star, and there's going to be another one. Wade Park, Frisco Station, Wade Park, the Star, and goodness gracious. But down here, they have built another kind of multi-use development with its own park, Kaleidoscope Park, and you've got a giant hotel right here that escapes me, but we stayed there for a staycation, which actually is big for a lot of you. You guys want to know, well, what do we do? Do we have to, there's nothing to do in DFW is a preconceived notion. There's staycations for you and your family, like all throughout DFW like this. So that's the Star. All right. So here we are down here, the Star. Let's go north into North Frisco, up the tollway, or up Legacy. Let's go up Legacy into the PGA district. Now, there's a lot that needs to be said about the PGA district because it's actually bigger than that. We're talking the fields development. The fields development and PGA are going to be synonymous with each other. We're talking about 2,500 plus acres of live here, work here, play here that is anchored by the PGA. This is ongoing, but at first, I should say the cat got out the bag around 2020 is when 2021, I first started making videos about it. And it's amazing to see how far they've come and where they're at here in 2025. Lots of land that has been changed. Here we are. So north of Panther Creek. And here's the thing, I'm talking about this. We can't just sweep on, Newman Village, which is down here south of Panther Creek, but we're not focused on that right now. We are focused on all the development that is the fields development, the preserve, Brookside, Fields West. All these are different neighborhoods for fields, and yeah, it's all anchored by PGA of America, which is the new world headquarters that moved here from Florida a couple years ago, and they built their headquarters up here in North Frisco. They left Florida and moved to North Frisco. Shocking revelation, not gonna lie. Never thought that I would see something like that. You want to see it? Here is the world headquarters of PGA of America. It's right here. It's this building. All right, and they've basically taken a page out of the book of the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys may be the first franchise in the country that said, we're done being hidden. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys remember growing up, your local sports team, you never knew where they were located. It was always like this giant secret. Well, the Dallas Cowboys said, no, we want to be found. And not only do we want to be found, we want to give people a place to congregate and have fun. We're going to put up restaurants where they can spend time around our stuff, And the PGA did this and put up the PGA district. The PGA district is fun, okay? You've got restaurants over here. You've got the Ice House. You've got the Top Golf Lounge. You've got a place over here. I can't remember the name of the ice cream joint over here, but they've got shops over here where you can go to Vineyard Vines, and this giant area right here is what they call the dance floor. This is basically 3 putt-putt courses. 2 9s and an 18-hole putt-putt course. Free, open to the public. Don't have to be a member. Insane that they made this happen. Because when the weather's nice, on a Friday or a Saturday evening, it's a vibe out there. Total vibe. And super, super cool. Now, they in addition to that, you want to learn to play golf? Come out here, practice your putting. Come over here to the swing, which is a little par 3 course. And for, $50, $60, you can play that. And not only that, they've got, places where you can get your lessons, and they've got this and that. There's just so much. Yeah, there's a high school right across the street, Panther Creek High School. You've got another little putt-putt thing over here. You've got a playground over here. Yeah, it's wild. And all this is off of the main PGA attraction, which are the two 18-hole golf courses, which are getting put on different PGA tours, the senior PGA, the junior PGA, the LPGA, whatever. These two golf courses are getting are on the PGA tour, which brings about a lot of attraction to the preserve, which is the gated and ultra luxury component of the Fields District. Yeah, there's homes up to there's going to be full custom homes up to that sit on land up to 2 acres. This is wild. Okay, so you're talking gorgeous homes. They really start around $2 million, and as they're being built, they're going to go up to 7, 8, $9 million being built on this land up here. Obviously, look at this road. That means there's going to be some golf course lots. Okay, and some are still for sale. We were told that they were all sold out. They lied. Yeah, and that's only the first phase of the preserve that goes up on that hill. The second part of the preserve is going to go up on this hill, and there's a good amount of terrain. There's going to be, there's golf course lots that are going to be developed over here as well. Overlooking, this fairway, this green. All of this is actually really, really special. Like I say, it starts around $2 million right now. And then there is where the people who don't feel like paying 2 million and up are going to live. This is Brookside. Brookside district is going to be really special. As you can see, they've already started putting homes here. There's homes on, 40, 50, 60, and 70-foot wide lots over here. There's townhouses over here. The prices here start around the $700,000 range. This component is of the Fields district is not gated. It's just really well situated. It's in the middle of Frisco, less than a mile from shopping, dining, easy access to the PGA district. Your lifestyle is really cush if you choose to move over here. Now, we got to move to the other side of, this is the Dallas North Tollway. All right, so we move to the other side of the Dallas North Tollway, and the other side of Fields is going to be where, let's come all the way over here. Now, this is where Universal theme park is going. It's right here. Universal. Go even further east, and we've got University of North Texas, UNT at Frisco. All of this land kind of outside of here, this is going to be for student housing. This is still a part of that 2,500 acres. So all this open land, it's going to get developed. It's going to be pretty special. Now, what's going to be even more special, guys, the hits just keep coming. Fields West. Fields West is going to be a total son of a gun. If you're familiar with shops at Legacy, Legacy West, very high-end shopping and dining and lifestyle. Live here, work here, play here. Lots of big companies down that operate, and employees that operate out of Legacy West. This is in North Plano. It borders South Frisco. Yeah, they're doing another one of these. High end, high end, high end, going right here. You'll have to forgive me, I'm kind of at a loss for words. As I'm going through this, it's really wild how much luxury, high end stuff is coming to Frisco. Frisco has continued to remake itself and just say, if you thought that was it, just wait. Now, as far as the existing shopping, let's go down to the mall. I mean, you can pretty much shop all over Frisco, but let's go down to the mall. Stonebriar Mall. Now, here's the thing. The Stonebriar Shopping District is not just the mall. Like, not at all. It's all the dang shops around the mall. Gonna need you to hurry up. All right, there's shops everywhere. Like there's your Target and your Best Buy and your Ross and like, you know how many restaurants are around here? Like hundreds of restaurants. Yeah, like I'm just ignoring all. There's restaurants in each one of these buildings. There's at least 3 to 5 restaurants. Same thing here. Oh, Cotton Patch, making me hungry. Cotton Patch Cafe, shout out. Genghis Grill, yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings, never again. So yeah, this is down on, like, look at all those buildings. When I say that there's restaurants and stuff in each one of these, like this is, yeah, this is, I consider all of this Stonebriar shopping district. And like, we haven't even gotten into talking about where the Frisco Rough Riders play. And there's lots of apartments and stuff over here. Frisco Rough Riders are affiliated with the Texas Rangers. Yeah, and then there's like where the Texas Legends play. They're affiliated with our Dallas Mavericks. You know, they play inside here. And the Dallas Stars may be looking for, a different home. This is where they practice. All right, so let's go up the road and I'll show you another place that I like to frequent. It's right here on Lebanon. So this is the Starwood Shopping District. Look, you can see the lake. If you get up high, you can see Lake Louisville here. We're not far from it. Love coming down here. J. Theodore, where are you? Hi. J. Theodore, good restaurant. And a little speakeasy down there. Pretty cool for date night. So this is us looking south. And downtown Dallas is way down there. So is DeSoto. I don't know how DeSoto. It says DeSoto's there, but not Dallas. That's wrong. When I say it's a lot of residential, it's a lot of residential. All right, work-wise, a lot of you are going to be working from home, but if you're not, there's a good possibility that you could work right outside Frisco. This is Legacy West. Lots of companies down here. This is Shops at Legacy. This is the boardwalk, or Granite Park. Okay, it's just north of the Shops at Legacy. And here's Legacy West. JP Morgan Chase, Liberty Mutual, Boeing, Toyota. Toyota has a huge campus over here. All this is like Plano and the Colony and just companies galore. Plenty of headquarters. J.C. Penney over here in Plano off headquarters. Right? I can't tell you how many company headquarters exist in the North Dallas suburbs. Lots of IT, lots of IT. Middle management availabilities, and yeah, so let me zoom out and show you. That area right there, the corner of 121 and the tollway, couldn't tell you how many billions of dollars are just in that intersection right there. And it's, give it another 20 years, it's quite possible that it could be the same thing on the north end at the tollway M380, because there's Frisco and Prosper right there. And that is employment and entertainment talk. And I just scratched the surface. There's way more fun stuff to do in Frisco. You know what? Because I'm a soccer guy, here's a bonus for you. You want your kids to get involved in soccer? Here's where FC Dallas plays. Okay. And here's where FC Dallas, the youth, practices. It's right here in the middle of Frisco. You got club volleyball, club cheer. You want to get your kids involved? The Field House, Frisco. You will be there, okay? All this stuff down here. You want to know where Dude Perfect has their headquarters? It's down here. Frisco is called Sports Town USA. All right, that's the nickname, the mantra that it takes on, and it welcomes it. It's thanks to this district. Everything, around the tollway from, kind of what I was just telling you, the Field House and FC Dallas, and I mean, what is this? Slick City Action Park, Frisco Badminton, trampoline park. I already know about Urban Air, but there's a lot of stuff down here that's not even labeled. Sportstown USA, it really is a thing. It's Frisco. I don't know another city in America that's doing all the stuff that Frisco is. All right, chances are if you're moving to Frisco, you got some uh, school-aged kids, and it's going to be pretty important for you to understand the lay of the land in regards to Frisco ISD. It's a giant school district. Town of Prosper, where I live. First of all, you should know that I spent years in Frisco. It's where we bought our first house, selling homes in Frisco for 15 years. I'm in Frisco every day because, again, I'm in South Prosper, just driving through Frisco, showing homes in Frisco, what have you. I remember in Frisco when their ISD, Frisco ISD, crossed the 50,000 student mark. They're way over 50,000 students now, and they've got 13 high schools. I remember when it was just 9 and 10. So you should know that this year, Frisco ranks 11th and out of all the school districts in Texas. And if that doesn't seem like a lot to you, you should know that there's over 1,000 school districts in any given year in Texas. Yeah, Frisco's up to 66,000 plus students. That's a lot. Prosper only has 45,000 residents. So they've got more students in Frisco than we've got residents. And on top of that, they test really well. Their academics are top of the line. It's just a good school district all the way around. Oh, look at this. Best school districts for athletes. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk as I kind of scroll through this for you that's special about Frisco ISD is their motto, their mantra, and that's to know every student by name. Frisco ISD is a big proponent and a regular on the AP courses and graduating their kids with certifications. Frisco ISD partners with companies. They partner with the Dallas Cowboys to host games inside of the Ford Center at the Star. Frisco ISD has made a lot of good real estate deals in the past that have helped them to be able to generate revenue and pour into their students. All right, let's talk about some of these neighborhoods that you're going to be interested in. All right, let's start in South Frisco. South Frisco, you're going to have the Stonebriar district. Stonebriar is an elite staple of Frisco. All right, so it's a pillar, and there's different elements to it. It's a golf course community. There's different neighborhoods about it. For instance, there's a villas neighborhood of it, which means like zero lot, no backyard, very low maintenance, great for elderlies. There is that part of Stonebriar. If we zoom in, we can see that. All right, and that's here at the Chase. We can consider the villages, Stonebriar Park, and then here is actual Stonebriar right here. That is South Frisco. All right, let's go up a little bit further, and let's talk about Starwood. Starwood, another elite pillar of the luxury community in Frisco. All right, gated community, as is Stonebriar. So you've got two luxury gated communities in South Frisco. I would say that there's a good amount of a decent amount of dignitaries and professional athletes that live in each one. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Not going to name drop. All right. If you want to know the prices of these communities, you'll just have to reach out. I have a lot to get through. Let's go east. All right. Now, East Frisco, very diverse. All right, because along this southern corridor of Frisco, between Coit and Preston, you've got a lot of affordable homes. At any point given time, this is going to be your lowest price of entry into Frisco ISD. I mean, you're talking about uh, some golf course lots over here. Now, yes, so the age of the homes in this area of Frisco, even a little bit further north of here, are going to be a little bit older. So, kind of hovering around this Hillcrest corridor and all these different neighborhoods, Preston Ridge, Preston Lakes, the lakes of Preston Vineyards, good amount of older homes, as in late 90s, early 2000s. Most most of Frisco was built after 2005. A lot of it was built after 2010. These are some of the OGs, and considering that a lot of these homes only cost, you know, $99,000, $129,000 to build, it just means that they're going to be a little bit less expensive to purchase right now. If we wanted to continue east, we look at communities like Richwood, and this is kind of a big reason why I say East Frisco, kind of diverse, right? Um, Richwoods is a little bit more of a luxurious neighborhood. You've uh, you're not far from the Grove in Frisco. The Grove is newer construction. So, newer construction, master planned community. The Richwoods, we come over here, master planned community. These areas over here, it was like kind of the beginning of master planned communities. I mean, there's schools around there, and within um, this neighborhood or this group of neighborhoods. Yeah, for instance, I mean, let's just kind of have a look over here. Um, you know, we're here off of Hillcrest Community Pool. Get down to street level, and you can kind of see a lot of little one stories over here. Rear entry homes. The trees are going to be the biggest over here, almost in like all of Frisco, because again, we're talking like the original part of Frisco. Okay. All these were, late 90s, early 2000s. The prices over here around Hillcrest, I mean, geez, Frisco right now is selling homes on average between 700 and 900. But over here, like, look, you've got homes for $380,000 right now. We're talking extremely affordable, and they don't look bad on the inside either. Okay, so under $400,000, Frisco ISD, centrally located. So that is a taste of what you get over here. You want to see the golf course and the plantation resort community. Let's have a look. We had a listing over here not all that long ago. $599,000, not far from the golf course. Little Frisco OG here. Late 90s, but redone beautifully. You want to get over into the Grove, see what that looks like. I mean, we all know what newer construction looks like. Okay, and the community itself is pretty sweet looking. It's a nice community, lots of green space, community events, food trucks, pavilion, pretty much everything you would expect. Small trees, and we got rear entry right next to each other. That's the location of the garage. Front entry, garage is on front. Rear entry, garage is on back, and you've got alleyways. So this neighborhood's not cookie cutter. Got lots of different style homes in here. You can see some people have already taken liberty to put in their own swimming pools. All right, while there are a whole lot of neighborhoods up here on this east side of Frisco as they border McKinney, Let's just move into North Frisco. Okay, I'm sorry. There's several hundred communities, and I'm not getting into every single one of them. Just reach out if you want to know more about those. Okay, so North Frisco. Here's a little weird thing here. All right, we've got fields. You've got the preserve here. Okay, you've got the Brookside district here. And you know what? We'll go ahead and put Hollyhock in there. Hollyhock, beautiful neighborhood. Let's zoom out, zoom out. I mean, it's newer construction. They've got front entry and rear entry homes. As you can see, really nice amenity package. I mean, it's kind of top tier. Kind of top tier. Plenty of grass, open area, I should say. And looks a lot like the Grove, right? I mean, this is just kind of what you get with uh, the newer construction market in DFW. It's the usual suspects that are building these. About 20, 20 to 25 of the same home builders. All right. Now, you've got a lot of, I mean, geez, this is the brand new Walmart right here. New Walmart, Academy, Sports and Outdoors, uh, HEB, Kroger, Home Depot, everything that you need. Sushi, hibachi, steakhouses are down in Frisco and or up in Prospero, what have you. Like, if you live up here, we were just talking about this on a podcast, Agents After Hours podcast. See that? That's on another channel, Agents After Hours. Me and the Levitch team, we were just talking about how so many people move up here, they never make their way down into Dallas. They may be new here from California or Illinois or Washington State. They may get down there after a year of settling in, especially if they got kids. That is North Frisco. Okay, Hollyhock, you want a circle? Here's the circle, Hollyhock. That's what it looks like from here. All right, let's move into West Frisco and then we'll finish with Central Frisco, West Frisco. All right, number one. Let us come down here to Phillips Creek Ranch. Now, Phillips Creek Ranch was on my list of the top 5 neighborhoods in Frisco. You may want to see that video because I have some sleepers on there. These are the secret top 5 neighborhoods in Frisco, like the ones that don't advertise anymore. That you're searching for a home, you type in Frisco, and Fields pops up, right? The ones that I have on this video, they're not doing that. But the ones that live here, we know they're not selling a lot of new construction anymore. Oh, why did I do that? There we go. Phillips Creek Ranch. And there may be a smidge of new construction in Phillips Creek Ranch. You want to see some prices? Let's look at some prices. Phillips Creek Ranch will start in the 8 to 900 range. Hollyhock, same thing, 700-800 range. Definitely going over $1 million. And Phillips Creek Ranch is more beautiful than it's ever been right now because those trees got mature. They started building these homes in 2012 when I was still living in Frisco. Yeah, a lot of you guys might not enjoy the look of this one. I do. And then, I mean, you really want to see Hollyhock? If so, just, call me. All right, so that is Phillips Creek Ranch. What else we got in West Frisco? Kind of West Frisco, Hills of Kingswood, because it's kind of right up against the colony here. Hills of Kingswood is special. All this back here is Hills of Kingswood. Luxury on luxury on luxury. Hills of Kingswood is a bad neighborhood. I mean, This is not far from Phillips Creek Ranch. I mean, it's an $8 million property for sale. New construction. Pardon me. Can't tell if this is a rendering or not. No, that's built. I know some of the builders that build in here, and the best in Dallas. They're the best in Dallas. So I've got experience in Hills of Kingswood as well. So if you're looking in this price point, I can get you in. It's guarded, gated. Reach out to me. What do you say we end with Central Frisco? There's lots of neighborhoods here, but if you all watched that video, you saw my #1 sleeper community that you guys just don't know about. Look at that. It's not even on the map. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and the canals at Grand Park. Guys, this community right here, really special. It's surrounded by a lot of luxury. Park Place Estates down here. You've got Frisco Town Square right across the street. Shopping, dining everywhere. Toyota Stadium, concerts, soccer games, high school football, college football. Historic downtown Frisco and its outskirts. Beautiful homes in this area. Love you, Rail District. Shout out to all those that are fighting the good fight in the Rail District. They're doing a lot of construction down there, widening Main Street, and it's costing a lot of the business owners down there some big money, and they're really just trying to get this done before the World Cup comes, because there's going to be some countries who are practicing on these fields over here, and honestly, can't be mad at Frisco for wanting it to look right, but it's just costing them. Randy's Steakhouse, good steakhouse, been there for a very long time. It's a staple. Suffering. There's Randy's Steakhouse. All of this is torn up right now. All of this is torn up. Have a look here. This is my old CrossFit gym, CrossFit Love. If you're looking for a good CrossFit gym, in the Rail District is where you need to go. We've got historic homes over here, and we've got lots for sale over here, right around the Rail District. Big trees, pretty cool downtown area. People doing some new construction around there. Yeah, all of that not far from all the sports stuff. So guys, if you are looking to move anywhere around these North Dallas suburbs, like I said, I curate a customized map and itinerary. This way you're not driving and zigzagging all across DFW. This itinerary and the map go hand in hand. They're good to help you with your house hunt. Reach out to me, call, text, days, nights, weekends. Guys, I look forward to meeting you, and I look forward to you checking out the next one. Looking forward to it. Woo woo.